Video takes a look back at the rookie season of Marquise Brown, 2019. Marquise had 46 receptions for 584 yards and 7 touchdown receptions in 14 games. He's going to be a bigger part of the offense. I expect him to really break out in 2020 and have a severe impact on this football team and become a real weapon that teams have to game plan for. I'm looking for the Ravens to target him more and more, to make a point of getting the football in his hands, and I'm real excited to see what happens going forward. Let's begin mid-route. We'll go back and look at the beginning in a minute, but look at this nuanced, I won't say subtle, fairly overt fake to influence this deep safety here. Safety's not going to come down and get on top of this route because it really, Marquise is giving him every indication that outside shoulder folding in, that head completely turned that way, even his body, both shoulders aimed that direction. So he's got to stay home here. The corner's trying to funnel him back to the safety, and the safety's just caught by that move. And watch him track this football. It kind of has to bend back behind in order to catch it. Wonderful tracking skills on display here. Just a great catch. Marquise is going to be a star in Baltimore. I don't think there's any question he's going to make a huge jump in year 2. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this toe tap at the end here, just having the wherewithal to get both feet down. Wonderful route, wonderful job tracking the football, and just really a super high-end pro job getting both feet down. Marquise is not simply a big play guy in the sense that he's going to get behind a defense. He's going to do that, but he's also a big play guy in the sense that he makes big plays in crunch time. This is one of my favorite from last year. 3rd and 5, early versus New England. You see him make the shoestring grab that keeps the drive going. Let's watch him off the ball here. It almost takes like these lineman shuffle steps parallel to the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3 is the plant step. The DB is shuffling with him, and he just crosses his face. That's the best DB in the NFL, supposedly. And he whoops him right off the line, crosses his face right there. There's a stunt that's not passed off very well between the center and the center and Yonda, and the pressure comes in on Lamar, and he's got to leave the pocket. I think Marquise was the hit all along. Marquise keeps working. Lamar remembers where he is, and this is just an incredible job, man. Pressure's on, crunch time, got to make this catch. First drive of the game. This is impossible catch to make. And just great hands, great concentration to pick this football up. Way to keep working, way to win at the line, and way to connect with your quarterback there. Again, crunch time. Week 2, we've got a 6-point lead. It's 3rd and 11, and this is just a straight go. You see a little bit of separation gained at the end here by Marquise. You see tremendous concentration and tracking skills and ability to find this football. You see everybody watching. This is a big play in this game, and our defense was not stopping the Cardinals at this point. So you didn't feel very good about watching this. And here's our rookie in week 2 catching the ball from our star quarterback Lamar. Again, it's just a straight go off the line. This is Marquise here, crunch time, just showing you what he's made of. It's 3rd and 13. We're down 14-3 against Tennessee with 18 seconds left. We're going to run 5 vertical routes here, and this is Marquise out of the slot. Just go. Safety reads this all the way. Lamar puts it right on him. Beautiful ball. One-armed grab. Safety's going to nail him. He knows the safety's going to nail him, and he holds on to it. We'll see throughout this video if there's any doubt. This is a tough guy. No question about it. Watch again the concentration, the ability to track this football. What a nice ball by Lamar. Gutsy too. But again, crunch time, man. One arm grab. Here comes the hit. And this is what I loved the most about Marquise is crunch time. The fact that this guy came through. What a catch. Big old hit. Comes down with the football. Watch it again. Really good deep comeback route here. Watch him about the 37-yard line. He's going to run this route to the sideline, and then he's going to turn it back upfield towards the post. Really get the corner to open up his hips. Turn and run influences him. That sure looks vertical to me. Right around here you see him pressing to the sideline. Now it looks vertical. And you can see the corner turn and start to run, sinks his hips, comes back to the football. Really proved himself as a red zone weapon too. I like this, what he does here. The DB starts off playing him with inside leverage, but he's going to work him outside and get him to open his hips here. Marquise has this nice little move, almost a real sweet little shuffle and lean. You see that? Toward the outside leg of the DB. Just real subtle, real subtle. He's just kind of shuffling. It's not a fast foot fire, as Coach Evans says. He's got a slow kind of shuffle towards that outside leg and puts the foot in the ground once he sees the corner open up. Really does a nice job getting separation here, and he kind of wins for what should be a score. The ball's thrown behind him, but really nice job beating this guy off the line, beating the inside leverage, getting him to open up. Real interesting moment here. This is Marquise as the number 2 receiver. Goes up and snatches this football for the touchdown, again in the red zone. Real interesting. I wonder if he's meant to fold this route underneath of Mark here. And once he sees this linebacker go away, he's just going to take it to the house, and Lamar sees that as well. It's just odd to me that these 2 receivers end up in the same place, and that looks like a straight seam for Mark there. So I wonder if he was supposed to fold this underneath to try to influence one of these DBs to come up. And Mark was the original target there. But in any case, does a great job finding the football, and he takes a big hit. Watch it from the rear. Here, nice job going up to get the football. He's going to get nailed from behind here. Real big physical hit, and he holds on to the football. So really shows good evidence that he's a very, very tough receiver. This appears a bit of a blown coverage, but watch him set this up running right at the safety, almost like he's going to set up for a block here, running at his outside leg, and then watch the explosion here off his inside or his outside foot. Bam. Real flat, real explosive. I think even if this linebacker stays home, he's going to beat him to the corner. Down in the red zone again, he's going to run this reverse orbit motion here. It's really, they're trying to influence somebody come over and cover him and leave this middle of the field open for Willie here. But you want Lamar to see that. Probably should get the football here. I think we should expect to see these sorts of things from Marquise. He's just so dangerous and has to be paid good attention to by a defense. It's real important moving forward to get the ball in Marquise's hand in space, and you can see that the Ravens made effort to do that. Pretty fair amount last year. Oftentimes they would run 3 or more verticals and run him underneath, or they would run some sort of interference rub. Here you do see Miles do a nice job with this little slanting up, and Marquise cuts that real close, and then you see 3 vertical routes with him running this sort of intermediate mesh with Mark. I do expect the timing to improve between Marquise and Lamar, but like I said, it's very important to get him the football in space and scheme him open, if you will. He's just too dangerous in the open field not to. Very similar approach here. They're just trying to get Marquise in space. You see the little stutter at the line. I think that's Justice. But the number 2 receiver is going to run this vertical, and Marquise is going to do that little stutter at the line, cut underneath him. You sort of have mirrors on the outside, both your tight ends running outs, and he's just running this little drag. Looks like he's got room to run here, and perhaps this is a case of him wanting to do too much, but that's just something that'll work itself out, I think, in year 2. Yeah, I think we should expect to see this more and more. He's just so electric. Very similar concept here. Willie does a good job allowing this running interference and allowing this DB to kind of carry him or influencing him to carry him. You see Marquise take a couple steps vertically, quick cut inside. Again, the timing's a little off here between Lamar and he, and probably should have the football a little earlier in space, but these are the kinds of things we expect to see a little more of, I think, in 2020, really scheming him because of how electric he is. There were times last year where he is a little rounded or soft coming out of his breaks. Here you see him on this sort of 15-yard out. He's really round at the top of it instead of sharp coming out of it. I think there was a deep over that he ran versus San Francisco where something similar to this happened, but a couple other times I noticed on tape, just watch him at the top of his route here, how dull he is instead of sharp. You might be able to see it at full clip. Right there. You see how round that is? And perhaps he's waiting on the football once he makes the break, but I think he can do a better job here selling vertically. See, he's got this DB backing up. He can break this off, snap this off right at the sticks and flatten it. This is a great moment for Marquise and for the offense here. Early in the game, they were using Marquise a lot on these quick outs and hitches and getting the ball in his hands quickly. You see him run this orbit motion here, garnering a lot of attention, especially when Lamar turns his shoulder to that side. You're going to see 2 defenders overreact, come downhill to get this, what they perceive to be the hit to Marquise. Willie's going to run this post and run off this safety, and then Mark's all alone. And I expect to see more and more of that. You actually saw this a little bit. This looks like a play I saw run by Oklahoma with Marquise. But more and more, if you get the ball in his hands, make him a bigger and bigger part of the offense, he becomes just that more influential as a decoy.